What's up everybody, it's Dylan here from Road Trip Warriors. Today I'm going to show you guys how to modify your seat to make it softer, so a DIY soft seat, or to make it taller, so a DIY tall seat. This will save you guys a lot of money and you can really make it turn out nice. So let's get to it. We're going to need a new seat cover. You can either buy one, find one on clearance. They're pretty cheap on eBay or Amazon. Flathead screwdriver to get old staples out. A stapler, some staples. Safety glasses so you guys don't throw staples into your eyes, and probably a needle nose. You're going to need your old seat, of course. And this here, this is carpet foam. Got it for $4 from Home Depot for this big roll. And this is what we're actually going to use to either soften our seat or heighten it, or both. So we're going to start with my YZ250 seat. Personally, I want the seat taller and I want it softer. So I'm able to sit on occasion when I'm trail riding, and taller so that I can have more of a comfortable, natural stance when I'm in the seated position. This is the start. Let's get to it. So to start out, we're going to take out all those staples. You can use your flathead screwdriver for this. Don't forget to throw on your safety glasses. You don't want to catch one of these in the eye. Alright, so now we've got most of the staples popped out partially. I'm going to go back through with the needle nose and just pull these out quick. So I definitely recommend using a needle nose or some other sort of pliers for this. Otherwise, your staples will cut your hand up pretty good. Alright, there we are. And you just peel the seat back. So there we are. We got our seat without the cover on it. At this point, if you're looking to just make your seat softer, what I'd recommend doing is just shaving your seat down a bit. And then what we're going to do is just put on some of the foam. And that added foam should be much softer than what these factory seats are. And what we're going to do in this case, since we're making this a DIY tall seat project, I'm just going to build over this. Some folks use a sort of adhesive on here to hold the foam on. What we're just going to do is cut the strips, wrap it around, and we're just going to use our seat cover to hold it on. Alright, so what I'm going to start off with is just building up this central area. So we're going to stack up some foam, and then after that we're going to go ahead and cut a wider piece, wrap it around, maybe we'll tie a string around or something just to hold it in place while we're installing the seat cover. Take out the carpet foam, and we're going to cut a section that looks like it'll fit well on there. So we're going to take the seat, slide it underneath this carpet foam, kind of get an idea as to how wide we're going to go with it. We'll start about here, maybe make a little cut there, and then we'll make another cut here, just so we kind of have a general guide to follow when we're cutting through this stuff. Might be a good idea to use a straight edge. In this video we'll just use a fold to do it. So there we go, we kind of got our first layer going. So we're going to use this as a template. Now our next section we're going to cut at about 1/4 of an inch narrower than our previous section. So we got our second section cut. So we're going to put the slightly smaller piece on top. That feels much more comfortable. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and cut angles onto the back side here to try to maintain the natural shape of the seat. So here's our final layer. Once again, cut that angled edge on there to give it a nice natural look. Cool, there we go. We have our first 3 layers, so our building layers, secured in place with a bit of masking tape. That is what it looks like from the bottom, the sides, front. There's the tapered front I was telling you about, and again the tapered rear with the angles cut out to maintain that natural sort of shape of the seat. So let's go ahead, we're going to lay a nice chunk of foam over the top of this. We're going to wrap it around, and we're going to use the seat itself as a nice guide to cut the shape for the top layer foam. So give yourself a nice working chunk, so it'll give me a nice manageable section of this foam to work with, and shape it down to my desired shape. So we're going to pull that seat tight, drag your marker across. So now I'm going to go ahead and repeat that on the other side. So we're going to go ahead and cut along this general line that we made. So now we've got our section. So with this top layer, I'm going to use this plastic layer on top. I'm pushing down again in this angled section. Maintain that pressure and fold the sides of this top layer down. Let's go ahead and tape it off right there. Now that we're at this step, you can go ahead and install your tall seat cover, or if you're making your seat cover out of custom fabric, now's the time to start cutting. So for this application, I'm going to go ahead and just use this black outdoor marine fabric. Should work really well. It's super cheap, saves a lot of money. This big roll, which I could probably do 3 or 4 seats with, only costed $6 from Hobby Lobby. Lay this out, get a general estimate for how much fabric we're going to need. Alright, so we got plenty of coverage. Start stapling this on here. So we're going to want to start in the middle. So we'll start with a couple of staples right around this low part of the seat. You're going to want a stretchable fabric. As you see, this stuff is kind of rigid, so I'm going to have to really pull on it to get wrinkles out. That can be avoided just by buying suitable fabric. Now we want to pull the fabric tight to remove any wrinkles, push it down, and continue stapling around. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and trim most of this excess fabric off. There are a few wrinkles here. We're going to do our best to pull this fabric tight to remove it. There you are. There's our completed DIY soft seat / DIY tall seat. All for about $25. Let me know if you guys have any comments or suggestions, tips for future people trying this project, or if you run into some difficulties, let me know. Hopefully I'll be able to reply pretty quick for you guys. Here's my bike with my stock seat set up on it. Here's my bike with my DIY tall seat, DIY soft seat installed. So there you are, guys. Have fun out riding.